Hey everybody, good morning. So we're finally getting around to this live. I am coming to you today to talk about the three things that your doctor probably didn't tell you about perimenopause. So I feel like this could have been a lot longer than three, um, but we're going to cover three of them today. So I did pull up my notes because I wanted to make sure that I stay on topic because you guys know me, I can go off topic. And this was the time that you guys wanted for in that poll. You guys all wanted like early before lunch. So this is where I'm jumping on. I haven't even had my shower. Just finished my morning routine. And I'm gonna jump on so that I can get this out to you guys before I forget again or life gets chaotic. Okay. So the thing is that for most of us, like our doctors never really explain to us what is going on in perimenopause. And very few women that I've worked with have actually said, you know what, my doctor was really helpful and they gave me all the answers. So I wanted to address this because there are three things I want to share with you today that can really help you understand and help you navigate what's going on so that you don't feel so overwhelmed, maybe is a great word for it. Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that hormonal or perimenopause weight gain is different. It's completely different than what you may think from like your 20s and 30s. And this the one reason is that perimenopause weight is a hormonal weight. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, that means that your weight gain that you may be experiencing in perimenopause usually has nothing to do directly with your habits, right? Because I have worked with women and myself that were really doing great habits and still gaining weight, okay? So what's happening physiologically is that as estrogen declines in perimenopause, it takes the serotonin along with it, okay? It takes up to 40% of our serotonin, and this is our feel-good hormone. This is our motivation hormone. This is our hormone that makes us feel good in our bodies. And when it drops, our bodies start to crave things like sugar, carbohydrates. It craves these things to compensate for this massive drop that's happening in our carbohydrate or our serotonin. Um, and then that's when insulin resistance comes into play. We see this in so many women, and our cells become less sensitive to insulin, especially after, around our 40s, which means that our body is now processing carbohydrates different than it did when we were in our 30s. So when we put this all together, you have a body that is hormonally primed to gain weight, regardless of what you're eating or how hard you are exercising. So that alone is such a great information to have because it's not just your fault, right? This is biology. This is what's happening in our bodies, and for a lot of us, we were never told that this is what's happening in our bodies. And then the second thing that's really important to know is that sometimes the exercise that you're doing is actually making your weight gain worse, which who would have thought, right? Um, so the second thing that your doctor may tell you is like just exercise more. And honestly, that can kind of feel really counterintuitive. I know a lot, I work with a lot of women who are exercising 3, 4 times a week and they're like, I'm gaining weight. I don't know what's going on with me. But more exercise, specifically, I'm talking about here like high intensity cardio, fast movements. This can actually make perimenopause weight gain worse, especially if you're someone who is in a high stress situation before you start taking on these programs. And here's why. Our high intensity exercise is actually going to spike your cortisol. So in a healthy hormonal environment, your body recovers from these spikes naturally and very quickly. But when you're in perimenopause and if you're in a state of chronically elevated cortisol, more cardio just means more cortisol. And more cortisol means more fat storage. And then that means more exhaustion and that means more cravings. So I often see this pattern in the women that I'm working with. So women, we go and we work out harder. We do like things faster, stronger. Like we're doing all the insane, intense things, and then we are getting less results than we ever did before. And we're leaving these workouts feeling so exhausted, so worn out. And, then you're thinking that you're not trying hard enough. So then you do more classes or you do more workouts and all that's really happening there is your body in perimenopause is saying, why are we so stressed out, right? And it's the cortisol is staying higher. So what we actually need in perimenopause, and I'm speaking mostly to the women who are having the hard time losing the weight, the women who have the high stress situation. I do know women that can do the HIIT training and it's not affecting them, but they are few and far between. So what your body actually needs in perimenopause is slow, consistent strength training with progressive overload. What this does is it preserves your muscle, it's going to boost your metabolism, and it's going to help your body allow for recovery. Okay. Yoga is also a great way to reduce cortisol to balance your hormones. Walking is my favorite thing to do for women in perimenopause and menopause. We need to walk more. There's so many amazing benefits, including helping us with our cortisol. It's all about punishing ourselves less, allowing more restoration, and really playing around with seeing what's going to work best for you in perimenopause. And then the third thing I want to touch on here today is that how many of you in your 20s and 30s, when you wanted to drop a couple pounds, would just completely restrict your diet or like eat barely anything, and then you'd wake up a couple days later at your weight that you wanted, right? Like so many of us did that kind of stuff. We restricted our calories, we restricted our food intake. We were told like just eat less and you'll have your summer body, right? But the thing is that in perimenopause, I don't know if you can hear the dogs there and saying, I'm really sorry. In perimenopause, when you start to do these things, when you really start to restrict your calories, this is going to trigger your body into its survival mode. So your metabolism is going to slow down, your muscle is going to deplete, and your hunger hormones then jump into overdrive, right? So your muscle is your metabolic engine. So less muscle means slower metabolism, means harder to lose weight. The women I work with who finally stop with this insane restriction, who start nourishing their bodies with the right foods at the right times, they are consistently seeing better results than whoever would get from dieting, right? So your body doesn't need less food. It needs the right food. It needs anti-inflammatory um, foods. It needs hormone supportive foods. It needs protein. Protein. Okay. That's what it needs. It needs these things. And when you're actually nourishing your body, you will start to release some of that weight and your body feels safe and nourished to start to lose some of that weight. And it's funny because a lot of the women I work with are like, I've never eaten that much food in my life. And yet I'm finally starting to release some weight. So all of this is great, but here's the thing I really want to hammer home for you guys is that we need to also address the weight beneath the weight. This is a big component of my coaching. The whole first month together, we are doing this kind of work. And I've been doing this work long enough to know that physical weight is never just physical weight. There's emotional weight. There's years of blame, of shame, of fighting your own body. There's identity weight of not recognizing yourself anymore, not knowing who am I in this season? And there's mindset weight and the beliefs that you tell yourself all the time, like, I'm too old, I'm too far gone, I'm too broken to change, nothing's ever worked for me. And until we address all of it, until we address the physical work um, and the mental work, we don't see full results. So becoming light is about releasing every single layer from our mind, our body, our life, like all of it. And because midlife is not about, this is the end, we're going downhill. I hate that so much. This is not what that is. This is the beginning. And you are honestly in your most powerful chapter as you are stepping into this midlife phase. So before I go, I want to leave you with two really important things. First, if if anything I shared today resonates, I want you to know I am hosting a free live masterclass on June 9th. It's my monthly Let's Talk supplements class. This month we are talking about protein and perimenopause. So a great asset so we can start to nourish our bodies properly. We are going deep on exactly what your body needs in this phase right now, and it's completely free. The link is in my bio. You feel free to join us. It's online, so you can pop in. And the second, if you are ready to go deeper now, like if you are sitting here going, I need this help, I need to understand what's going on in my body, I have 3 more one-to-one coaching slots available. They are a 90-day program. It's your body work, your mindset work, your life. It is all of it all together over the 3 months that we work together. And it's an investment of 1997. So if you are ready for this, send me a DM. Let's have a chat, okay? Because I want you to start feeling like your best ever self. So thank you so much, guys, for being here with me today. Thank you for showing up for yourself. And honestly, like that matters more than you know. If you're catching the replay, just let me know. Let me know that you're watching, and I'd love to hear from you. So until next time, until next week when we go live again and share, that is all I have to say for today.